Hello, everyone. This is a special message for everyone watching. I decided not to make a video yesterday because I didn't feel like it was right to upload a video while I was still collecting my thoughts about the events that happened yesterday. For those that are not aware or not from America or just living under a rock, period, a mob of angry Trump protesters. Oh, sorry, they're not protesters. They're rioters. They rioted the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol, the very first time that people have done that since 1814 when the British did it. And there was thousands outside and hundreds went inside. Destroyed property. They vandalized the statues. They barged into offices. They stole their mail. They broke into the Senate. And it just felt so embarrassing as an American. But I don't know what's more embarrassing. The fact that something like this could happen, or that people in politics, people in our federal government, were the ones that were egging it on and kind of wanting it to happen and agitating the situation and incited this. And sure, there might be some people who say, how can you know that for sure? You know damn for sure. And we all know that the one person that is most responsible for all of this and everything that he's been doing that has caused so much chaos the last 4 years is easily President Donald Trump himself. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting what he has done to this country. Granted, I think he's part of the problem. I don't think he's the main problem as to why it all happened. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that we should not punish this man for his actions of starting a riot. People that could have killed our politicians. Rudy Giuliani was doing it too. Donald Trump Jr. and even people in Congress. Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, Tommy Tuberville, Matt Gaetz. These sycophants that are loyal to this man, and even the ones that are backing off, like Kelly Loeffler and Lindsey Graham. We knew what you said on tape. Don't lie to us. We already know what you said. It's clear as day. Oh, now you're suddenly gonna jump ship because for Loeffler, you lost your election, and for Graham, there's only 13 days left. Where were you before? Graham, especially, you were the ones that were against Trump before, but ever since your boyfriend John McCain died, all that happened is just that you've just been all over him. You've been one of his biggest supporters. It's just absolutely sickening. But at the same time, I'm honestly not that surprised that something like this would happen. As someone who has been following the events the last several years, I had a feeling they kept saying that January 6th would be a very major moment in American history. And so they were right, it did happen. You stormed the Capitol building in order to try to threaten the politicians. You stormed the people's house. You stormed our Capitol. But here's a good question. What about the law enforcement? Huh? What about law enforcement? Where the hell were they? Yeah, they were there. But they weren't doing anything. We went back with the George Floyd, the BLM protests. They had lines of National Guards on the Lincoln Memorial. Lines and lines and lines. Despite that being more of a spur of the moment sort of thing. But for this, they damn well knew. Trump has been saying this for months about this. And you didn't really thought about getting in. As Joe Scarborough said, back when he was part of Congress, you still needed lots of access to get in. And they would yell at you if you didn't. You had to go through a metal detector. But for here, you can just walk right in. You just barge right through in if you have enough guys. It is honestly very embarrassing. But I have a question. And I've been seeing this online. What if those people were black? What if they were black? Because a lot of the cops were also just taking phones with the rioters, the terrorists. If they were black, if most of them were black, they'd probably be shot. And can you imagine if we had Muslim terrorists, like from outside? They'd be sniped down. They'd be shot down. we'd go over them. They'd violence, radical Islamic. But for here, oh, they're protesters. Are you kidding me? No. Those people that stormed the building, those were not protesters. They were rioters. They were instigators. They were inciters. They wanted war. They want to overturn the election because their dear leader, Donald Trump, has been telling them for weeks now that there's mass voter fraud and that he won the election and they stole it from him and they must fight to get it back for America. And that's all foolish. That's all BS. That's all fucking bullshit. I'm sorry for cursing, but guess what? I had to make that out there. It's absolutely asinine, especially as someone who lives in Suffolk County, New York, Long Island, where there's tons and tons of Trump supporters, and they can't get enough of the guy. They were probably also rooting for this stuff too. They also knew that this had major implications, and they probably were rooting for this as well. But I'm disgusted as an American citizen. I'm disgusted that other countries get to look at this. Like Russia, they probably think that Western democracy is weak. Canada is probably embarrassed that they're basically our younger brother. All the countries around the nation, not the nation, all the countries around the world are embarrassed. But there is a way that we can finally put an end to this nightmare that's really been going on since he went down that escalator. And that is to do what must be done, what it should have been done a while ago for all the heinous acts. It's simple. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, everyone else in the House and the Senate, I am urging you all now, as well as Mike Pence, to invoke the 25th Amendment of the Constitution to remove Trump from office and make Mike Pence the 46th president. If you do not do that, or arrest these, or if you don't even arrest the people that violated and broke into our Capitol, you're only bringing shame on yourselves. It tells us how you truly are as a person and what you truly think of America. How politics is just a game. You will get the impression from people all across the world that America isn't really this shining city on a hill that it likes to call itself, but rather it's a country of lies, a country with a sycophant president, with an enabling Congress that doesn't care about anything other than getting more power, while all of its residents, while we demand for a bigger stimulus package, they can't even agree on that because for them, it's all about a game. Our lives are a game to these people. And if they don't remove Trump from office or even impeach him and remove him from office, that is how more people in this country will view this country. And that is what our neighbors and our constituents from other countries will think of us. We must remove Donald Trump from office now. He's caused way too much damage on this nation. He is not the cause of the problem. He is a result. But that does not mean we should punish him. But at the same time, he's also the cause of this too. His actions have emboldened a base of people that we're not really used to seeing. And I also blame the media for this. I blame Fox News, I blame Newsmax, I blame OAN, I blame the social media companies like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and Parler, all these other fringe like Parler or Gab. I blame all of you for enabling this guy as well as his fanatical supporters. I'm even going to blame CNN and MSNBC for this, for keep trying to incite division, because you are also part of the problem. All of you are part of the problem. You will all be looked at in shame in the history books for what you've all have done. And to also all the senators that have stuck by and tried to deny the obvious. Josh Hawley, who the hell does this guy think he is? Waving up his fist in front of all those protesters for him to all riot and completely bust through the doors. Well, he also lies and claims that people were trying to invade his house. Ted Cruz, that slime bag. What he's done. And he doesn't even believe this stuff. He's just doing this for political. Same thing with Josh Hawley. These people don't care. They're trying to run for president for 2024. And in their eyes, if you get into the president's good side, maybe you could potentially win the nomination and maybe get the presidency. But guess what, Josh? Guess what, Ted? Sorry, Raphael. Because that's your actual name, not Ted. And Tommy Tuberville, again. Poor defense yet again from Tommy Tuberville. Not the first time that happened. Matt Gaetz, congressman, I know, but claiming it's Antifa? Listen, butthead. You know what you're doing. You absolutely know what you're doing. You knew that was not Antifa. Yeah, because the QAnon shaman in Baked Alaska are part of Antifa. Get the hell out of here. You're disgusting. You're disgusting, Gaetz. I feel sorry for all the people in your district that have you as their representative. Because they are better than you. Now you could argue, are they truly because they elected him? Perhaps, but at the same time, many would argue this is how America truly is. In many cases that could be true, but at the same time, is that how you want America to be? Do you want to see an America that's divided and it cause actions like this? Or would you rather have an America where we're truly united together as one? Would you like an America that allows free speech, but it also does not mean that you could say truly whatever you want? This is not a hingement on your free speech. And yes, Facebook and Instagram have banned Trump indefinitely. A little too late, Mark. A little too late. Could that could that be a turning point in free speech? I have no idea. But at the same time, what do you want him to do? If you keep Trump on there, you could incite even more violence. But granted, you could also go to Parler and speech the choir there. I mean, Lynn Wood's doing that. He's threatening to kill Mike Pence. I mean, he's insane. But that's what a lot of the world thinks of us, a joke. I'm truly am ashamed, and I know you're not watching this, Nancy Pelosi, but invoke the 25th Amendment, please. And Joe Biden, when you become president, I want you to make sure that you do what Obama didn't when it came to George W. Bush and investigate Donald Trump for any wrongdoings. Because this guy is definitely not clean. He is definitely not clean. And I want you to make sure that you arrest everyone that has broken into our Capitol and imprison them. That is all I have to say, guys. Subscribe to Zenny62 Media. Turn on notification bells. Also, go to Oakland News Now for any more news and updates. I hope you have a good day. See ya.